Let us now see antidepressants and anti-maniac drugs. We know what is depression, mood disorder, not a thought disorder. Its types unipolar, bipolar. Its hypothesis is reduced norepinephrine and serotonin leads to depression. We are inside the brain at the synapse of depressed patients, and what we see there, reduced amount of norepinephrine and serotonin. The drugs, the antidepressants drugs that we give, they act in hours and their effect comes after 2 to 3 weeks due to receptor adaptation, down regulation of the receptors. The reuptake mechanism of the neurotransmitters when they are in the synaptic cleft is blocked. In depression, neurotransmitters are low, synapses are empty, signal transmission is weak, patient feels sad, low energy, hopelessness. Whenever there is synaptic dysfunction, neurochemicals are less, there is weak signaling and mood circuits fall, and that's depression, clinical depression. Why it happens? There are 1, 2, and 3, and 4 hypotheses. Those are monoamine hypothesis, then receptor theory, neuroendocrine theory, BDNF theory. Then we're going to see types of depression, classification of antidepressants. Then we will see one by one its mechanism of action, its side effects, and its drug interaction. And altogether, of each drug we will see these things, and altogether we will see the uses of those drugs. Okay, so the theory we were seeing that why depression occurs. Its deficiency of monoamines and its evidences are like reduced amount of serotonin metabolite in the CSF, reduced amount of norepinephrine metabolite in the urine, and reduced amount of serotonin precursor in the blood. And yeah, if the hypothesis is true, then drugs should increase the neurotransmitters in hours. So patient should improve immediately. But improvement takes weeks. Okay, we already saw here. And the reason is receptor adaptation and downregulation. So the real mechanism is receptor adaptation. The receptor theory. Whenever we use long antidepressants for long term, then it causes reduced amount of beta receptors, alpha receptors, and serotonin receptors. So the resetting of the receptors is actual improvement. So here we are talking about the receptor adaptation, the down regulation of the receptors. So actual improvement will occur when there will be the receptors, they will be reduced. Okay. Neuroendocrine theory, depression affects all these hormones, cortisol increase, CRH increase, prolactin increase, decreased growth hormone. Then brain is in the chronic stress mode. BDNF theory, it says BDNF is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's a crucial protein that supports the higher survival, growth, and maintenance of neurons. And it acts as a key mediator of neuroplasticity, learning, and memory. The mainly active in the hippocampus, and it miracle grow for the brain due to its role in strengthening the neural connections. We know hippocampus is responsible for memory, learning, neuroplasticity, and it is primarily active. This BDNF is primarily active there, and it's often referred as miracle grow. So BDNF theory, it says depression is due to low BDNF. There is low neuron survival, low hippocampus volume, and antidepressants. What antidepressants they do is increase the BDNF and the brain heals, and that takes 2 weeks to explain the delay. Then we will see types of depression. Those are non-adrenergic type and serotonergic type. Non-adrenergic type, there is psychomotor retardation, decreased libido, weight loss. In serotonergic type, anxiety is there, sleep disturbance, weight gain. But uncommon symptoms in both of these are guilt, anhedonia, social withdrawal, and poor concentration. Now let us see classification of antidepressants. Tricyclic antidepressants, we will see they block both norepinephrine and serotonin reuptake. Serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, they also block both, but the difference between them is that they cause additional blockage of the receptors, and hence their side effects are more, and these are hence safer. Because yeah, like TCAs, but they have less side effects, so these are safer than them. Then there are separate norepinephrine and serotonin reuptake blockers. Norepinephrine reuptake blockers are there, and here is specific serotonin receptor inhibitor. Then we will see atypical ones. Those are bupropion, mirtazapine, let us call it mirtazapine, and trazodone. Okay, bupropion, trazodone, and mirtazapine. Then there are MAO inhibitors, and MAO is like it's monoamine oxidase inhibitors, and others they are NMDA antagonist and GABA modulator. So it's others for its emergency and for its baby blues, like it's temporary depression we give this, and in emergency we give this. One more thing to be remembered here is there is a natural. So the classification is this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and antidepressants of natural origin. Those are St. John's wort. Okay, its active principle is hyperforin, and there are MAO inhibitors, selective and non-selective, MAO A and MAO B inhibitors, and there is NMDA antagonist and GABA receptor modulator. Okay, so yeah. Now let us see the mechanism of action of the first one, that is tricyclic inhibitors. Tricyclics, example is imipramine and amitriptyline and imipramine. So they block both norepinephrine serotonin reuptake. They also block alpha-1, H1 and muscarinic receptors. So they cause hypertension because alpha-1 usually causes vasoconstriction, and if it is blocked, it will cause hypertension by vasodilation. Then H1 receptors, when blocked, it will cause sedation. Muscarinic receptors, they usually cause salivation and the bowel movements, but when blocked, it will cause dry mouth and constipation. So they're effective, but they're dirty drugs. Okay. Now let us see what is there. Let us see their side effects now. Okay. Yeah. So it was blocking alpha-1, M1, H1, and it also blocks cardiac sodium channels. So it might cause bradycardia, because when normal sodium channels will be open in the heart, there will be normal heart contraction and relaxation, but when it is less, the heart will contract less, there will be less cardiac output. So think ECG and all these things. Okay, let's see one by one. So when it blocks, so its CNS side effects are sedation due to H1 receptor blockade. It is more in amitriptyline. It is more in amitriptyline, doxepin. It is less in imipramine and desipramine. Okay, more in doxepin and less in imipramine and desipramine. Use sedating ones in insomnia patients. So these are causing more sedation, so they should be used in insomnia patients. The ones who cannot sleep, they will be sedated. Now it decreases the seizure threshold. That means there is a risk of seizures. The tricyclic antidepressants, they can trigger seizures. The dangerous drugs are maprodilene, bupropion, and clomipramine. Wait, are these tricyclic drugs? Bupropion is a tricyclic drug? Wait, it's a atypical drug, but I just looked in there. God. Tricyclic drugs, the tricyclic antidepressants here, they are showing imipramine, clomipramine, amitriptyline, doxepin. So CID and A. Okay, in the book, the side effects of both the drugs they are told together. So we must see Okay, wait. Drugs that block the side effects of this thing and this thing that told together. So, and norepinephrine reuptake blockers. How's their mechanism of action? Let us see. Norepinephrine, they only block the reuptake of norepinephrine. Those are desipramine and nortriptyline. Desipramine, nortriptyline, and reboxetine. And here is imipramine, clomipramine, desipramine, amitriptyline, nortriptyline. And here one extra is doxepine and reboxetine. That mainly blocking norepinephrine are desipramine, nortriptyline, protriptyline, maprotilene, amoxapine, reboxetine. The first three are tricyclic inhibitors, while others are recent antidepressants in this group. So 1, 2, and 3. Desipramine, nortriptyline, and protriptyline. They are tricyclic antidepressants, while others, the maprotilene, amoxapine, and reboxetine, they are the recent antidepressants in this drug. Mapro, amoxa, reboxetine. Mapro, amoxa, and reboxetine, and desipramine and protriptyline. Okay. Now we have to see the side effects. Yeah, mapro, clomipramine is, these are those only. The dangerous ones, they cause seizures, fine. They are contraindicated in epilepsy, the dopamine block. Amoxapine, it is a newer one. And mapro, amoxa, imipramine, amitriptyline. Then what was that? Amitriptyline, clomipramine, and one more, doxepine. All these are in the first group. And the second one, the norepinephrine inhibitors, those are desipramine, then nortriptyline, then what was protriptyline, maprotilene, then amoxa, and last one was maprotilene, amoxapine, and last drug was roxe. This one, where is it? Roxe something. What's that, yaar? Roxe something, okay. Fine. So sedation effect, we saw seizures that are caused by these mapro, Bupro is not on that, it's a atypical one. And clomipramine and mapro, they cause seizure. Then amitriptyline and doxepine, the CIDAC, they cause what? They cause sedation. Fine. Then whenever they do dopamine block, its causes are EPS, galacturia, and gynecomastia, because it behaves like antipsychotic. Okay. Autonomic effects when it blocks the M1 receptor, alpha 1 receptor. So you're basically inducing atropine-like state. Yeah, anticholinergic alpha 1 receptor, the drying of blood, vision, constipation, urinary retention, increased intraocular IOP, and glaucoma risk. Worst drugs are amitriptyline, imipramine, and clomipramine, and better are desipramine and lofipramine. Okay, alpha 1 block, it causes postural hypertension. Patient stands up and its BP falls less dizziness, chakra alpha 1 block. Yeah, vessel constricting, reflex tachycardia. Okay. Common with imipramine, amitriptyline, and endocrine effects are weight gain and sexual dysfunction. Okay, so sexual dysfunction due to this alpha 1 blocking only in males, and weight gain, I think weight gain mechanism, I know, but I'm not able to recall. So weight gain is also there with amitriptyline and doxepine, and least desipramine and nortriptyline. Cardiovascular effects are of things like ECG, T wave is flattened. We know what is normal, P, QRST, and P wave. It's the P, QRS complex, QRS, T wave. Okay. Normally there is QT prolongation and there is T का flattening. ठीक है. T जो है ना ये सब flatten हो गया है और there is QT का prolongation and there are arrhythmias, sodium channel blocker in the heart, high risk drugs are amitriptyline, imipramine, and clomipramine, and that is why TCA overdose is dangerous. So recalling all the adverse effects together. So it's sedation, then there is seizures, then it acts like antipsychotic. How it acts like antipsychotic? So it causes EPS, galacturia, and G+. And it causes what? G+, galacturia, and gynecomastia. Then because it is causing EPS and G+, galacturia, and gynecomastia, then it is doing what? It's M1 blockade, there is dry mouth, blood vision, constipation, urinary retention, IOP, glaucoma, and alpha 1 postural hypertension, it causes reflex tachycardia. And the endocrine effects are weight gain and sexual dysfunction. Okay. Then talking about so we saw autonomic effects, endocrine effects, and CNS effects. So we saw CNS effects, endocrine effects, weight gain, and that. And the other was autonomic effect. Autonomic all these anticholinergic and alpha block. Now let us see about the serotonin norepinephrine receptor reuptake inhibitors. Those are duloxetine, venlafaxine, and milnacipran. Oh my god! And the trick was Dr. Dulo Venla Milna. ठीक है. Dulo Venla Dulo Ven Milna. मतलब do means milk, lo means लेना, when मतलब कब, मतलब when do you want milk? When milna, it is milna like to meet. When milk will you get? When will you milna milk? मतलब दूध कब मिलेगा आपको, कब मिलना मिलेगा. Okay. So milnacipran, venlafaxine, and duloxetine. Very bad mnemonic, but still. When milna. Milnacipran, venlafaxine, duloxetine. Teen मतलब duloxetine. Duloxetine. Okay. So yeah. Then these are like TCAs with their side effects and their mechanism of action we can see here. Same as TCA, they increase norepinephrine, serotonin by reducing their reuptake, but they don't have anticholinergic, antihistaminic, anti-alpha blocking effects, and they're cleaner and they have fewer side effects. Let's see first the side effects now. So cleaner but not perfect. They're cleaner but they're not yet perfect. So block only these two reuptake. No, these blockage and fewer side effects, but serotonin effects and norepinephrine effects are seen differently. Those are when serotonin reuptake is blocked and there is more serotonin, it will cause nausea and discontinuation syndrome because of nausea obviously, and when there is norepinephrine more, it will cause insomnia, tachycardia, and anxiety. Okay. So serotonin, nausea, and discontinuation syndrome, and norepinephrine more, it will cause anxiety, insomnia, and tachycardia. Okay. And venlafaxine, it is cardiotoxic at high dose. Okay. And are there any other drugs that select? It's just like TCAs, but devoid of antihistamine and okay, so there are only 3 drugs: duloxetine, venlafaxine, and milnacipran. Okay. Now we have to see the SSRIs, that is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Now we have seen the side effects and the mechanism of action and the examples of the drugs that are the tricyclic antidepressants. Also, we have seen the effects of which drugs they were: selective norepinephrine inhibitors. They were only blocking serotonin. So what are they called? So they were what? There were this norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors. There were these. We saw these two. Now we have to see. We also saw this. Now we have to see this. So it's selective serotonin receptor inhibitors, SSRI. SSRI. This is SNRI and NRI. It's NRI, SSR and SNR, SNR and SSR. Inhibitor and inhibitor, NRI. Okay, so these are fluoxetine, paroxetine, citalopram, escitalopram, and sertraline. Okay, so the C escapes sticks. Okay, and the other drug, these two drugs are PF, like paroxetine, FPX, FXP, FXP, no, PFX, FPX, PFX. Okay, or we have to write BFX and B should be long, so it's PFX. Paro and fluo. Paro and fluo, they are both. Paro is boyfriend, fluo is boyfriend, and xetine, and the other drug is sertraline. Sertraline, another drug to remember, and these are these are citalopram, okay, citalopram, like ram sita, दोनों इसमें ram भी है सीता भी है, ठीक है, citalopram or citalopram and escitalopram, okay, fine. And here is also X and here is also sitaram and X. Okay, fine, nice. We made. Let's see its way of action. We were seeing these drugs, they block only this uptake and they will leave serotonin. And escitalopram, it's 100 times more potent than citalopram. Okay, why I prefer, because it has pure side effects, safer. Okay, fine. And here is something called as biological lag. Drugs increase norepinephrine immediately, but effect is seen after weeks. Why? Because there is first of all neurotransmitter, the uptake is decreased, so there will be increased neurotransmitter in the synapse. And on these increased levels, the brain adapts. And to control its all actions, the brain, to prevent the overexcitability, the brain, it downregulates all the receptors, and the autoreceptors, they are desensitized. Then improvement happens, and yeah, that's the reason. Okay, now we will see the side effects of the SSRIs. Sri. So it's like Sri Ravi Shankar. Okay, Sri and Sri, like the initial Sri and yeah, I don't know. So these are your modern clean drugs. Okay, Shri, that means modern and very clean drug. No anticholinergic, no cardiac toxin, no alpha 1 and it's safe in overdose. Even if overdose, that will be safe. Side effects are initial phase. There will be anxiety, agitation, insomnia. The patient is depressed, and when he's depressed, he will initially be anxious, agitated. He won't be able to sleep. But we go slow. We start slow, and it's given in the morning. Then there will be side effects, sexual dysfunction, libido decrease, delayed ejaculation, and orgasmia. You can increase serotonin in the spinal cord. Weight is mostly neural. Paroxetine, it causes neutral, and paroxetine, it causes weight gain. GIT side effect is nausea and loose stool. Okay, because serotonin high in blood, it will go do its prokinetic effect, and loose stool will be there. Then there will be discontinuation syndrome. There will be the patient will suddenly stop, and patient will feel dizziness, paresthesia, headache. Then this discontinuation syndrome, it is more with paroxetine and sertraline. Sertraline has shorter TR. Okay, so altogether seeing their side effects, those are initially very anxiety, agitation, insomnia. There will be decreased libido, delayed ejaculation, and orgasmia, and it is what is due to increased serotonin in the spinal cord, because we are seeing specific serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Then there will be weight gain with paroxetine, but mostly weight remains neutral. GIR, loose stools, and nausea, and discontinuation syndrome is there. Let us see the definition of discontinuation syndrome. So occurs when stopping or reducing antidepressants, especially SNRIs too quickly after weeks or years of use, and yeah. And there is only one called as Finish mnemonic is there. F for flu like symptoms, fatigue, headache, aching, insomnia, vivid dreams, nightmares, nausea sometimes, and N for nausea, F for flu like fatigue, headache, I for insomnia, N for nausea, I for imbalance, sensory disturbance, paresthesia will be there, and H for hyperarousal. In what sense it is anxiety, irritability, and agitation, but there is decreased libido. Okay, decreased ejaculation and late and anorgasmia. It is delayed ejaculation and anorgasmia. Okay, now let us see another group of drugs that is called as, we saw what all the drugs that we saw. First of all, we saw TCAs, then we saw norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors, then we saw the SNRIs, now we saw SSRIs, and let us see now the MAO inhibitors. MAO inhibitors are, they are cyprovine, transcyprovine, and moclobemide. Trancyprovine, and moclobemide. MAO inhibitors, that means they won't, the monoaminoxidase, oxidation of the reuptaken drugs or the reuptaken neurotransmitters, it won't happen. So, how do the MAO inhibitors work? They block the monoaminoxidase, so there is decreased breakdown of norepinephrine, serotonin, dopamine, so there will be increased neurotransmitter in the brain. So, yeah, and the drug names are, MAO inhibitors are M forward something, and TMT, tranylochromine and moclobemide. Fine, it's now side effects we will see. Side effects of these are postural hypertension. There is more increased neurotransmitter levels, so what will it cause? M is safer than T, moclobemide and tranylochromine. It will cause postural hypertension, weight gain, sexual dysfunction, dizziness. Okay, then we will see atypical antidepressants. Atypical antidepressants, let us see now. So we saw MAO inhibitors and let us see atypical. Those are, the first one we have to learn is mirtazapine and bupropion. Bupropion, mirtazapine, trazodone, you have to remember, nefazodone, trazodone, and nefazodone, and bupropion, mirtazapine, and melanserine. So there is a story of 4 friends, and those are, एक मित्र त्रासलेला आहे ट्राझोडॉन, एका मित्राचं नाव होत आहे नेफाझोडॉन, एका मित्राचं ब्युप्रोपाइन, एका मित्राला बीपी आहे, आणि मित्राचा एकदम मित्रांमध्ये दम असतो, आणि मिलनसेरीन हा म्हणतो मियानसेरीन हा काय हा मुस्लिम आहे मियानसेरीन. ओके, तो त्रासलेला एकाला बीपी, एक नफ्यामध्ये आहे, एक मित्राचा एक मित्रांमध्ये आहे, ठीक आहे. आपण स्टोरी करूया, दोन जण आहेत, तर ते मियानसेरीन म्हणजे लाईक दे वॉन्ट टू मीट इच अदर. Then one is very traslela, he has BP, and the other one stays with his friends and he's always in advantage. So nefazodone, trazodone, bupropion, and miazoline. Okay, so these are the atypical antidepressants. So yeah, the trick is so beautiful here. Now let us see those other atypical and how do they work. They work by, so here, trazodone, its action is it decreases the serotonin reuptake, it blocks the serotonin 2 receptors, and there is decreased presynaptic inhibition. So there is increased serotonin release. Its side effects are sedation, postural hypertension, and priapism. Priapism is a prolonged, often painful erection of penis lasting more than 4 hours. That is not caused by sexual stimulation. So the one that was in tras, he is very much in tras, as you can see. There is the vasodilation in penis, also vasodilation, and sedation. He is very sleepy. Then mirtazapine, it blocks alpha 2 auto and heteroreceptors. Autoreceptors are for norepinephrine release and reuptake, and heteroreceptors, they are for they're located on the noradrenergic neurons, and they inhibit the release of other neurotransmitters like serotonin. Okay, so there is one neuron and there is another neuron, and this is there is norepinephrine, this is synaptic cleft, and it is serotonin, and this is alpha 2 autoreceptor and this is alpha 2 heteroreceptor. So mirmetrazepine, this meter, what will it do? It will inhibit the release. This alpha 2 autoreceptor, it is on the adrenergic neuron, and the alpha 2 heteroreceptor is on the non-adrenergic neuron. Non-adrenergic neuron, like serotonergic. And both these receptors, they will inhibit the release of those specific neurotransmitters. Okay, and when these are blocked, there will be increased release. So it also blocks serotonin 2 receptor. So there is less sexual dysfunction, and it blocks histamine 1 receptor. So there is sedation and weight gain, and it is good for insomnia and weight loss patients because it is causing sedation and it is causing weight gain. Bupropion, the one who was having BP, it will do weak increase in these neurotransmitters, and its advantage is no sedation, no sexual dysfunction, as it was there in sedation was there in trazodone, and there was sexual dysfunction. There was less sexual dysfunction in mirtazapine, and here is no sexual dysfunction. The one who is having BP is not having any sexual dysfunction, but the one who roams with Mitra, he is having less sexual dysfunction. And the one who has Mitra, he is also gained weight, he is sleeping, so sedation, weight gain. And the one who has BP, he does not sleep, he does not have any, only BP. And trazodone, he had so much stress, bro, hypertension, priapism, sedation, he is always sleeping. Okay, now let us see the side effects of the atypical drugs. Trazodone, we know त्रास केला होता, sedation होतो, hypertension होतो, priapism होतो, नंतर ज्याला BP होतं त्याला काहीच त्रास नव्हता. बट इन्सोम्निया आणि सीजर्स, बट त्याला झोप येत नाही आणि थरकाप होतो. ठीक आहे, नंतर जो मित्र फिरत होता तो चांगला दष्टपुष्ट होता आणि H1 ब्लॉक करून तो झुकायचा. So ज्याचा मित्र चांगले आहेत त्याचं वेट गेन आहे, वेट गेन कधी होतं झोपल्यामुळे सेडेशनमुळे. तर मग ओके, दिस गुड फॉर इन्सोम्निया पेशंट्स अँड इट्स गुड फॉर द वेट लॉस वाले पेशंट्स. देन लेट अस सी द नेफॅझोडॉन. हा नफ्यामध्ये आहे की याला हायपरटेन्शन कमी आहे आणि प्रियापिझम नाही, पण त्याच्यामध्ये एकच तोटा आहे नफ्यावाल्याला, दॅट इज हेपॅटोटॉक्सिसिटी. नंतर मियानसेरिन, हा जो मुस्लिम मित्र होता ना, तर तो झोपायचा चमला तर वेगळंच आहे. ठीक आहे, ब्लड डिस्क्रेसिस आहे, हेपॅटोटॉक्सिसिटी आहे. ठीक आहे, आता आपण एक दुसरं ड्रग बघायचं, त्याचं नाव आहे नॅचरल अँटीडिप्रेसेंट. त्याचं नाव आहे सेंट जॉन वॉल्ट. पूर्ण नाव आहे वाटतं त्याचं. वॉल्ट मिनिंग
What?
ज्याच्यामध्ये दारू बनवतात ना फर्मेंटेशन करून, त्या प्रोसेसमध्ये एक लिक्विड एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट केलं जातं मॅशिंग प्रोसेसमध्ये, त्याला वॉट म्हणतात. आणि सेंट जॉन्स वॉट, सेंट जॉन्स डे जो आहे ना, त्याच्या अराउंड 24 जूनला ते होतात. The plant contains active components mainly hyperforin and hypericin, which are believed to affect neurotransmitter levels in brain, similar to standard antidepressants. Okay. So here is this one, St. John's wort. Mono means increase mild MAO inhibition and GABA stimulation. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter and it regulates stimulation. And okay, enzyme induces, it decreases the efficacy of OCPs, warfarin, and antiretroviral. Okay, so these natural antidepressants, the St. John, it is decreasing the efficacy of OCP. Contraceptive pills का efficacy कम कराने में इतना same है तो बोल रहा है बच्चे पैदा करो. और warfarin is a blood, it is a anticoagulant. So it's a blood thinner, but being a saint, he's very angry because people are using OCP, and he's saying he's so angry that his blood is getting coagulated, and he's taking warfarin. Like yeah, so he's taking a blood thinner, and also he's causing antiretrovirals. So he's doing a good job. Okay, fine. Now we have seen MAO inhibitors, natural antidepressants. Now let's see the natural antidepressants का. There is no, they haven't shown their side effects. Now let's directly see the newer drugs का कैसा side effect है, and the drug interaction also we will see. So what we were seeing now is the newer drugs, and those are these two, E and B, the ones used in, that is ketamine, S-ketamine, and brexanolone. Brexanolone and S-ketamine. S-ketamine is an NMDA receptor. It is an NMDA receptor antagonist, and brexanolone, it is a GABA modulator. So here is B, and here is B, okay, and here is M. When M is written like this, it will look like E. So when M is written like this, it will look like E. So yeah, it's S-ketamine and NMDA antagonist. Fine. So yeah, let's recall what NMDA was doing. NMDA is a glutamate receptor. When glutamate was coming, it was doing its depolarization, and the cell was getting excited, and it was doing its normal job more excitedly. And what GABA was doing, GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It was being inhibitory neurotransmitter, it was doing hyperpolarization. It was increasing the chloride intake in the cell, and there was very much myosin inside. There was hyperpolarization. The cell was getting inhibited. It wasn't doing its job. So let us see what is its mechanism of action now. Yeah, mechanism of action, it's not given here, but now let us see the side effects. S-ketamine, NMDA antagonist, it will cause inhibition. It's used in resistant depression. You're treating depression, but it's not working. So you give an NMDA antagonist, and it's why is it given? I will have to see more, and I will write it in the comments. Side effects are sedation, dissociation, and nausea. Okay. Brexanolone, and it's given in emergency conditions. Brexanolone, it's used in postpartum depression. Okay. So let us. Brex is a child. Brexy. Anu matlab आया है, and Anu, that means after delivery, Brexy is आया है, and the mother is given Brexanolone. It acts on GABA A receptor after delivery, hormone drop, mood crash. This drug stabilizes the GABA system. Okay. Now let us see before seeing drug interactions, let us see what the book has given about these drugs. So the mechanism of action of the drugs that block these, this has given. Then selective SNRIs, that means tricyclic antidepressants, they have told the serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitors. Then they have told the ones that predominantly block norepinephrine reuptake. Then they have told the ones that dominantly inhibit the serotonin reuptake, that is SSRIs. Then they have told the features common to norepinephrine and serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Okay, so they're independent things which are common in them. They have told the atypical antidepressants, the friend that was Traslina, then there was someone who want to be on serine, mirtazapine, bupropion. Then there was natural antidepressant, hypericum, performatum. Okay, so it is an OTC drug in many European countries. That means you can see how much depression is there in those countries. and also it so also it decreases the efficacy of antipsychotics. Then we saw the MAO inhibitors. We did not see chlorgeline. We saw moclobemide. We saw transcyclo and seleginine, and there is okay. Your uses are just 2 pages. And adverse effects we saw sedation, seizure, the extrapyramidal anemia, the lactoria, then autoimmune side effects we saw endocrinal, serious side effects we saw then about. This was all together of the norepinephrine and both tricyclic antidepressants. Then here is something of the SNRIs, there is SSRIs. Here is MAO inhibitor, here is atypical antidepressant, here is this anti-St. John Wort. We saw its side effect is what it reduces the efficacy of all those OCPs of the warfarin antipsychotics and the antiretroviral drugs. Then there is NMDA antagonist का esketamine and the GABA receptor modulator brexanolone. इनका हमने देखा कि postpartum depression देते हैं. Yeah. Adverse effects of this is this sedation, मदर को सर दर्द होगा, सोएगी, चक्कर आएगा, वर्टिगो होगा, ड्राई माउथ होगा, पानी दो करेगी. फिर NMDA जो esketamine है ना, so it's basically it is an enantiomer of racemic ketamine. It is non-selective, non-competitive antagonist of NMDA. It is approved for treatment of resistant depression in adults. Intranasal spray is available. Administered twice weekly. It is given twice weekly initially, followed by once a week. Oh my God, so twice a week and then once a week. And here also the patient, the resistant depression वाला patient will sleep, there will be depression, चक्कर आएगा, कुछ काम नहीं करेगा, vomiting होगा, nausea होगा. Or let us just go through what is the definition of resistant depression. Occurs when treatment resistant depression occurs when major depressive disorder symptoms do not improve after trying at least 2 different antidepressants, affecting up to 1/3 of patients. Symptoms will be persistent, silent, and reduced ideation. Treatment includes switching medications, adding mood stabilizer or antipsychotic psychotherapy or neurostimulation therapies like ketamine or TMS. What the nonsense is TMS or TMS? It is a transcranial magnetic stimulation. Transcranial magnetic stimulation. It stimulates specific underactive regions involved in mood regulation. Patients are awake and share often feeling a tapping or clicking sensation on head but no pain. Treatments are generally conducted 5 days a week for 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, major depressive disorder, MDD, obsessive compulsive OCD, and other potentially fine. Then you have to see the drug reaction, TACA and related drugs, and MAO inhibitors and SSRI. Okay. So TCA's drug interaction is it increases the effect of direct sympathomimetics and it causes hypertension. It was TCA's, they were blocking the alpha 1 receptor. It was blocking that. I don't understand this, bro. Anticholinergics, when given at TCAs, they will increase the toxicity. Yeah, because okay, increase CNS stimulant effects. I don't understand. Wait. Drug interaction. TCAs potentiate the effects of directly acting sympathomimetics causing rise in BP and arrhythmias, but inhibit the effects of indirectly acting sympathomimetics, block their uptake. Okay, wait. Anticholinergic drugs aggravate the toxicity. T3D4 potentiates CNS stimulant effects of TCAs. Phenytoin, chlorpromazine, aspirin displace TCAs from protein binding site. The subsequent rise in their plasma concentration leads to toxicity. MAO inhibitors with TCH show synergistic actions leading to serious toxicities, hypertension, arrhythmias, seizures. There is cheese reaction. Various food articles like cheese, beer, red wine, banana, yogurt, pickled meat. Pickled meat contain large quantities of an indirectly acting sympathomimetic called tyramine. It is an indirectly acting sympathomimetic which is normally degraded by MAO, widely distributed in GIT, liver, neuronal cytoplasm, but in presence of non-selective irreversible inhibitor of MAO, it escapes the degradation and reaches into system circulation of adrenergic neuron. And since neuronal MAO is also inhibited, tyramine again escapes metabolic deamination. Ultimately, it enters the storage vesicles and displaces large quantities of norepinephrine, leading to hypertensive crisis. Dietary restrictions are therefore necessary while using transcyclopramine. It is transcyclopramine and metoclopramide. These were what? These were the drugs which were only. These were the drugs that were. Yeah, these are the MAO inhibitors, no? MT. So yeah. Dietary restrictions are therefore necessary while using tranylopramine, but not with moclobemide, as it is a reversible inhibitor of MAO A, and its actions are short-lived. But tranylosipramine, it is an irreversible one. It will increase norepinephrine and ultimately endures to displace large quantities leading to hypertensive crisis. Wait, I don't understand this, bro. I have to learn it properly. And MAO inhibitors, along with TCAs or MAO inhibitors, along with directly acting or indirectly acting sympathomimetics, have synergistic effects leading to hypertension, arrhythmias, seizures. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they inhibit drug metabolizing enzymes and hence can elevate plasma levels and toxicity of TCAs, haloperidol, clozapine, warfarin, dextromethorphan, terfenadine, azithromycin, these are very trigonal. Elevate plasma levels of these drugs can precipitate arrhythmias, basically causing arrhythmia. And SSRIs with MAO inhibitors or with triptans, resulting elevated levels of serotonin in synaptic cleft, leading to serotonin syndrome characterized by hyperthermia, muscle rigidity, tremors, rapid changes in the mental states, and cardiovascular collapse. Okay, the only thing that is left to learn is this page only, therapeutic use, psychiatric and non-psychiatric. Yeah, that will be done very. Let us now see why the antidepressants work, and we will focus on monoamine oxidase inhibitors. Let's go into the brain synapse where the presynaptic terminal of noradrenergic or serotonergic neuron is there, and vesicles are filled with norepinephrine and serotonin. These are the mood molecules. Inside the neuron, there is a destroyed enzyme, monoamine oxidase. It's of two types. Monoamine A, it destroys serotonin and norepinephrine. Monoamine B, it destroys phenylethylamine. Dopamine, both handle it. Dopamine is handled by both of these enzymes. So you give MAO inhibitor and the enzyme is blocked. MAO enzyme is blocked. So monoamines, they are not oxidized, they accumulate inside neuron. They are stored more in vesicles and they are more released into synapse and the mood improves. Moclobemide, it's a reversible MAO A inhibitor. It is safe for being irreversible. Tranylcypromine, it is irreversible, non-selective. It is dangerous but powerful. It's dangerous and powerful. Selegiline, it is also MAO B inhibitor. Its low dose is given. It becomes non-selective at high dose. Tranylcypromine, it was also non-selective for MAO A and MAO B, and selegiline is also non-selective for MAO A and MAO B enzymes. What is biological lag? Let us understand. Patient starts the drug, he feels nothing and thinks drug is useless. But actually mono means they're increasing immediately, but receptors and their gene expression takes time. And hence the clinical effect is seen after 2 to 3 weeks. What's even more interesting is after stopping the drug, monoamines remain increased for 2 to 3 weeks because new MAO enzyme needs to be synthesized. You wait before switching drugs, and that is called as washout period. Pharmacokinetics. They move from brain into blood. Most drugs are well absorbed orally, but first pass metabolism, it decreases the bioavailability. Exceptions are citalopram and protriptyline. They have more than 90% of bioavailability. Half-life, some have short half-life, some have long. So the ones that have long half-life, they are once daily dosing possible. And the short half-life are trazodone and venlafaxine. Therapeutic uses, let us see. Depression treatment phases. Think like treating chronic disease. Acute phase, continuation and maintenance phase. In acute phase, we have to remove the symptoms. In continuation phase, we have to prevent the relapse. And in maintenance phase, we have to prevent recurrence. Antidepressants are effective in 60 to 70% patients. And in severe case, we have to use ECT when delay is dangerous. What is ECT? It is some therapy, I think. So it's electroconvulsive therapy. Electroconvulsive therapy. Okay. Drug selection. All the drugs, they have similar efficacy. We choose on the basis of their side effects. Preferred are SSRIs, venlafaxine, duloxetine, mirtazapine. Venlafaxine, when given in high dose, it's slightly more effective. Changing and stopping the drug you're treating a patient. Don't stop suddenly. Do cross tapering, meaning new drug slowly, old drug. New drug increase slowly, old drug reduce slowly. Stopping continue 9 months after remission. And high risk of 3 years or more. Taper over more than 6 weeks or 6 weeks to avoid withdrawal. Okay, non-psychiatric uses, let us see. Enuresis, imipramine, like enuresis means bedwetting. So antidepressants are used in bedwetting. Amitriptyline, imipramine, due to their anticholinergic effect. They won't let diuresis happen, bedwetting won't happen. So chronic neuropathic pain, TCS, tricyclic antidepressants enhance the descending inhibitory pathway, which is norepinephrine mediated. For migraine, also we used antidepressants like amitriptyline at slow dose, then increase gradually. Bulimia nervosa, what is it? I will discuss in comment. SSRIs are given, fluoxetine. Smoking cessation, bupropion is given. Alcohol dependence, citalopram and escitalopram is given. OCD, panic, PTSD, mainly SSRIs. Adverse effects we had seen already. Then comparison, TCS are dirty drugs, more side effects, block many receptors. SNRIs, they are better tolerated, less side effects, like no side effects. Then only block the norepinephrine and serotonin reuptake. SSRIs, they are most important, they are clean drugs, they are safe in overdose. Their side effects are anxiety initially, sexual dysfunction, GI upset, discontinuation syndrome. MAO inhibitor, cheese reaction. You eat cheese, wine, banana, it contains tyramine. Normally MAO breaks the tyramine, but with MAO inhibitor, the tyramine will increase, it will enter a neuron, massive norepinephrine will be released because then hypertensive crisis will occur. Okay. More norepinephrine release, more it will go on the heart and it will cause hypertension. More it will go on the blood vessels and it will cause more constriction and hypertension. So brain is sad, that means monoamines are low. You block the MAO, chemicals accumulate. Now brain slowly adapts and mood improves. Too much norepinephrine, BP shoots and block many receptors. There will be side effects. Why is there 2 to 3 week delay in antidepressant action despite immediate increase in monoamines? Explain cheese reaction mechanism step by step. Why are SSRIs safer than TCAs? How do TCAs help in chronic neuropathic pain, and what is cross tapering and why is it necessary? Also, we have to understand that eating all these is causing hypertension. So in patients who are depressed, and we are treating them with MAO inhibitor. Okay. So yeah, and let us see norepinephrine synthesis. So norepinephrine is synthesized like tyrosine hydroxylase, dopa carboxylase. Then what is tyrosine, dopamine, then dopamine, say norepinephrine by DBH, dopamine beta hydroxylase. Then yeah, and DD is what? Dopamine decarboxylase, and TH is tyrosine hydroxylase, dehydroxylase, and hydroxylase again. Okay, look at this. So tyrosine hydroxylase comes, so OH has come. Then that there is dopamine, then there is dopa. To make dopamine, there is decarboxylase, CO2 is removed. Yes. Then from dopamine to norepinephrine, hydroxylase is there. So yeah, hydroxylase. Then there is epinephrine. Okay.